yeah, you're going to miss the boat. And so I'm here telling you right now, don't miss the boat. Do not miss the boat. Do the work now. Do the work now. Hello, welcome. It's Gull Khan here, your money mindset expert. And I help entrepreneurs to break free from the limiting beliefs, to reverse the money shame, and to blast through the money blocks so that they can live a life of limited abundance. And I'm popping in here today just to do a talk on love and fear and the importance of it, and which one are you using to create money. Now, I know we're going through this pandemic. We have this issue with coronavirus and it's everywhere, and I for one am not following the news. I'm not following through. A lot of information comes to me, which is interesting. So when it comes to you're creating money and the kind of money that you have, what are you using? What tools are you using? Or which emotions are you using at the moment? Now, I had, there's confusion around, how you should really focus on just centering yourself, and this is a trauma and it's a shocking thing, and yada yada yada. Yes, I get that. I understand that a lot. When it first happened, and when we all were housebound. I mean, for some of us, like, because I'm quite intuitive, I first saw this coming, so I sort of knew this was going to happen. So, but a lot of people who, when they first came across it, they went into a state of shock, which is understandable. But guys, we've been in this for about 3 weeks now, right? And instead of watching the news every single moment and thinking, okay, how many people have died and what's happening and who's here and who's not and everything else, and how long this is going to last, instead of giving and feeding it more fear, feeding into the fear, you need to stop your actions, see what you're doing, and actually think, okay, how is my actions benefiting me now and in the long term? And this is where I was thinking this morning, and it occurred to me there's a story that I wish to share with you guys. It's quite important that you sort of understand this story. Now, what happened in this, it's an old Cherokee story. It comes from American Indians, but I'm going to give my twist on it today. Okay, so I'm going to share the story with you. Some of you may be familiar with it. It's similar to the story of the Cherokee. I'm giving my twist and saying not exactly the way it is told. I'm giving my twist on it, and to actually highlight the topic for today, which is love and fear. So there's a Cherokee, and he has his grandchild, and his grandchild, he's telling the story to this grandchild that every single person has two wolves inside of him. Now, I prefer to call rather than two wolves, you can call it two creatures, two entities, however you want to say. Okay, so every single person has these two beasts inside of it, and depending on which beast is stronger, which wolf is stronger, the person's actions are determined by it. Okay, now which are the two beasts? In my story, we have the beast or the wolf that's personified by the white wolf, which is going to be love for us. And then on the other hand, we have the other wolf, which in my story is a black wolf, and that's going to represent fear. Now, I'm not using any particular reason why white and black. They came to me intuitively, so without any particular reasons for it. But anyway, so our white wolf represents love and faith, and our black wolf represents fear and anger, as you can say. Okay, now every single person has these inside of them, every single person. The question then is, okay, depending on who you are, which one of these wolves is stronger, that's what's going to be is going to be the dominant emotion. That's how this person is going to behave. So if someone has a very strong wolf that is, love wolf, or somebody who's full of love, and the love wolf is very, very strong, their general actions will represent love and how they behave with people and how they behave with themselves and how they treat and see life. Contrast that to another wolf, which is the other one, which is fear. Now, if the wolf of which fear is larger, is stronger, then that wolf would actually determine how the person will behave, which will be scared, they'll be afraid of people, they won't trust anybody, and they'll misbehave. Now, the child very openly and very innocently asked his grandfather, well, grandfather, which wolf, wins? Which one actually wins? And the answer to that question was, very simply, the wolf you feed. Okay, the wolf you feed. Even though these two wolves, these two creatures exist inside of every single person, The one who actually grows and the one who becomes stronger is dependent on you. It depends on you which particular wolf or which particular beast are you feeding. Are you feeding your fear or are you feeding your love? Okay, if you feed fear, that wolf will grow. If you feed love, that wolf will grow. Which one are you feeding? Now, this is such an important point at this moment in time, because I tell you what, never in history has there been a time when the distance between love and fear has been so vast. It's huge. Okay, there are lots of people, and I tell you, majority of people are currently feeding the wolf fear. So they're feeding them through fear, hence the pandemic buying, the craziness, and the reactions they've had, the way they are. There's fear around money, fear around health, fear around relationships. People are like, I'm stuck at home, and they're actually not looking at everything that they have. We in the Western world at least have a really are privileged that we have really good stable homes to live in. We have enough food, and we have such amenities such as the internet. We can connect to our loved ones across the world, and actually most other countries do as well. But especially in the Western world, we have that, right? But still, these people are feeding which wolf? The one that's fair. Now there is this idea that the collective consciousness is waking up, and I do buy into that. I really do believe that this instance is going to cause a large collective consciousness to wake up, which means there are many people like me who are feeding love. Okay, who are feeding the white wolf. We are feeding love, and we are moving towards love. So now what's happening is this dichotomy. Okay, so we're having a certain number of people who are pushing away more and more and more and more towards love, and there are certain type of people who are pushing more and more and more towards fear. Now the distance between this is growing more and more, but this also means, how you do one thing is how you do everything. If you are going more towards love, I use love interchangeably with faith, because love is faith. So if you love God, if you love divine source energy, that's what faith is. Okay, when you love advanced energy, that's when you have faith that everything's going to work out. On the other hand, fear and anger are interchangeable for me, because when you are really afraid, you become angry. When you're really afraid, you don't trust anyone. When you're really afraid, you start doubting your own sanity, your own abilities, your own talents as well, and you doubt whether things are going to work out. You don't know how. There's more uncertainty there. Okay, and this is what's happening at this moment in time. So I really need you guys to start focusing on your emotions. See, okay, where am I focusing on? Who am I feeding? Am I feeding love or am I feeding fear? And I guarantee you, if you're listening to the news, if you are counting how many people have died of corona this today and whatever, if you're seeing, when is this going to be over, whatever, if you're behaving that way, if you catch yourself thinking that way, you are feeding your black wolf, you're feeding your fear. Now, if you are coming from the angle, okay, this is what it is, I cannot change it at the moment, I'm going to make it the best of it for the time being. I'm going to see, okay, how can I use this to create more opportunities for myself? Yes, maybe your current job is not, it cannot be work, you can't do your current job at the moment. I'm not saying that. Remember, your job is just one channel for you to get your money in abundance, right? So maybe your current channel is currently dry, or there's a full stop there. That's perfectly fine. If you start feeding love, if you start growing your wolf, and instead of killing it at starvation, which a lot of people are, if you start feeding love, then what will happen is that wolf will grow, that beast will grow, and that will allow you to see the world differently. It will allow you to see opportunities that are around you. And when you can start seeing opportunities that are around you, you can start monetizing those opportunities, and you can start creating money. I promise you're always going to be creating money, but you can be creating money from fear, or you can be creating money from love. Now, if you're creating money from fear, you will spiral downwards, because you have less and less money coming to you. If you start making money, you start creating money from love, you find you spiraling upwards, because more and more money will come to you. How? Simply because when you start seeing things, okay, so this is status quo, this is how things are, we are stuck in this situation for the next, I don't know, maybe 3 to 4, maybe a few months, it doesn't matter, okay? How can I use my current situation to make more money, to create another additional business, to have more money, or create a different stream of income from my current business? For example, I'll give you an example. One of my clients is currently is in travel. She has a travel agency. So if she has a travel agency, she cannot at the moment sell any travel packages, right? So what can she do? She has wealth of experience when it comes to traveling. So I suggested to her she can either start putting things together for people. She can start talking to people about what maybe write guides about where to travel. Maybe even do put packages together now so she can sell later, like pre-plan it. Or she can even write an ebook or something and see how she can monetize that. There are so many things you can do, or go completely off. I mean, maybe she's got experience in accounting or fabric designing or whatever. What you can do is see what current talents you have and how you can monetize it in current environment. Now, I'll give you another example. One of the things that's come forward is music teachers. Okay, I never in a long time would think my kids' music teachers would start teaching them music online. But guess what? We're all in a lockdown. My children cannot go to them. And obviously in a school as well, it's completely stopped. So what they've done, instead of stopping the music lessons, the music teachers are now teaching them music online. So both my children learn the oboe, which, by the way, I don't know how to play. But anyway, my kids love the oboe. So they both play the oboe. And my daughter's pretty advanced. She's just taken a grade 5 exam on that. So she's on grade 6 for that. So what their teacher's done, instead of stopping the music lessons, she's now giving them music lessons via Zoom, right? I would never imagine that she could do that, but she does. She is. And this is, by the way, a lady who is like, about middle age. She's used to doing certain things. She doesn't even know how to use a mobile text or whatever. Okay, she emails me, and then whilst she has a home landline number that I have to call, I can't call her on a mobile either. Okay, that's the kind of person she is. But she's learned this new technology. She's learned Zoom, and she's now teaching my children oboe. They're having given the oboe lessons over Zoom. Seriously, which I think is pretty good, because now I can record those lessons, and if they need to go back, they can go back and review those lessons as well. I think that's pretty awesome. Not only that, there's so many other teachers have stepped up, and there are there's lessons going left, right, and there used to be before as well, but even more so now. So that everything they can carry on learning. The schools are providing education right online as well, but also more tutoring people have come up, and they're giving more lessons online. Guess what? That's an opportunity for teachers, which, by the way, I think are really undervalued. And now they're stepping up and saying, okay, we need to teach, and how can we teach our children? How can we teach our students? Let's do it online. They don't need to be physically in person in the same room. Online through Zoom app or other apps like that, or Skype, is perfectly fine. Again, they're using the current circumstances to monetize their talents and their skills to make more money. Guess what? They're creating from love, not from fear, right? Now, if they can do it, anyone can do it. Yes, you cannot physically go out and say, like I said, there may be certain jobs that you cannot do, like construction and travel and whatever else. But why do you have to, right? What does entrepreneur mean? What does being an entrepreneur mean for you guys, right? It means you do a business and then you adapt. Now, I'm going to give you an example. I've used this example many times, and that's of Netflix and Blockbuster. We are all, who are over 20 to know what Blockbuster is, right? Blockbuster was something that was in every bloody frigging corner. I swear to God, growing up, I had Blockbuster coming out of my ears. There's so many, branches all over. And I remember it was a common thing. On Friday night, you get you get a couple of movies from them, and you buy your, snacks or whatever from them, and you go return it on Monday morning or something like that. You just drop it through the box. I think that's how you used to do it. Netflix comes into the picture, and they actually offered. They offered, and it was offered to Blockbuster for about 100K or 1 million. I think something silly. It was a really, really silly number. It wasn't large at all. And Blockbuster couldn't see the future. They couldn't adapt, and they actually said no. They actually refused to buy Netflix. Guess what happens? Within 7 years, Blockbuster goes bust, completely bankrupts, and Netflix are now worth, 10 billion or 30 billion or something like that, something crazy. The last time I checked, right? It's $1 billion company now within 7 years. Because why? They adapted. So guess what? You, as an entrepreneur, you need to adapt your business. If business is not adapting and evolving, you are going to go down the drain. Simple as that. Don't use coronavirus or the current circumstances as an excuse for you not to adapt, for you not to change, for you not to move forward with the business. That is not acceptable. Okay, as an entrepreneur, it's your responsibility as a leader to see, okay, how am I going to take my company? What am I going to do with it? How am I going to adapt to it? How am I going to adapt to my current circumstances? What can I provide? And by the way, this is not about just monetizing, it's about providing solutions. And I'm always talking about this. The best way to make money, and the only way to really make money, is to provide solutions to people's problems, right? So find a problem that someone has that you can provide a really good solution to, and then and give that to them. Right? When you give them a solution, somebody's willing to pay for it. As simple as that. That's the transaction. It's a win-win thing. The person actually, wins because their problem is solved, and you win because you make money from it. There's no thing, there's no element of greed and I'm taking money out from them, and nothing of the sort. Now, if you are stuck in the fear mentality, you're gonna think people don't want to spend, people don't. Hell no. Hell no, people have money and they do need to spend, and they will spend on finding solutions for their problems. You need to find a solution for a particular problem and present that solution to them for them to buy. It's not about greed. It's not about getting these people who don't have much money and getting money out of them. Hell no. Absolutely no. This is about finding solutions to people's problems and giving those solutions to them and letting those people purchase those, pay you for your services in order to get those solutions to their problems. That's exactly it. That's what e-commerce is, right? That's what we're doing. Now, if you keep feeding this fear, if you keep feeding your fear wolf, okay, going back to the Cherokee example, if you keep feeding your fear, you are not going to see the opportunities in front of you. You're not going to find any solutions for people's problems. You're going to find, people will find solutions to your problems. You will become someone else's customer. I promise you, you will. You are still spending money. You are still spending money at the moment. You will pay somebody else to find solutions to your problems. But why can't you do the same? Yes, of course, I have people who are, finding solutions to my problems. Like I have my copywriter, I have my graphics designer still, ads, word person, etc. Okay, these people are finding solutions to my problems, so I'm paying them. At the same time, I am finding solutions to other people's problems, and therefore those people pay me. It's commerce in general. That's commercial things in general. That's how money goes around, right? Money flows from one person to the other. It doesn't stay. It doesn't like to stay, right? So why should you sit and think in this climate, nobody's going to buy anything, no one's going to do anything, I better not, I better hold on to my money. Your money is going to go. It will go. You will spend it. Of late, I've had so many, things come up about keto diet and about people offering exercise programs. Those are great because, there are many people who are in home at the moment who are looking for these health solutions because they cannot go to gym. They want to work at home. Perfect, right? And also ketogenic diet is something amazing. People want to follow that, or they want to go on a new diet because they're sitting home eating too much junk food. Again, that's brilliant. Okay, those are fantastic solutions. Why not? So more people are providing for it. And if that's one of your problems, then when you pay somebody to help you, do work at home, or help you to start having a ketogenic diet, guess what? You just paid someone to solve your problem, and therefore you rewarded them by paying them, right? So why can't you do the same? Why can't you go out and find solutions to other people's problems so they can happily pay you too? That's how this system works. Now, if you continue to feed your fear, you're never going to find solutions. You're never going to think there are solutions. You're never going to think people want to spend. Why not? People are still spending. People are. People do have money. And this idea, now there's another idea that we a global community, we keep feeding into. Again, it goes to fear. People don't have money, people are losing jobs. It's a global thing. And then, the markets are crashing. So what? The markets always crash, right? They come down and they go up. All right, if you do want to buy shares, go buy shares now, right? The idea is that, at the moment, nothing is stationary. Things are going up and down, that's perfectly fine. The idea is, which wolf are you feeding? Are you feeding your fear? Are you being part of the herd that's feeding the fear and going into this scarcity mindset thinking that I can't do this and I can't pay this and I can't do that and I can't do that, okay? Or are you actually going towards faith? Now, I tell you, if you are going towards fear, you're going to be so far away from faith and love. It's unbelievable because the distance between love and fear is growing day by day. There are people who are consciously awake, who are moving every day, step closer and closer and closer to faith and love. And there are people who are going further and further and further away from it and going towards fear. And because the reason why this is happening is because we're feeding those particular wolves every day. Who are you fattening up? If you have 2 pets and you keep feeding one pet and you keep starving the other one, of course the other one's going to get weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. It's logical, right? So if every day you get up and you feed your black wolf, you feed your fair wolf, of course it's going to get stronger and stronger. And if you keep starving your faith wolf, of course the poor thing, of course, is going to get weaker and weaker. Logically, right? That's how things work. So this is what's happening at the moment, and it's been going on for so long, and I'm so sick and tired of it. I want you to stop. For those of you who are following me, for those of you who know me as a person, know that I'm passionate about it, because I tell you, of course, your other wolf will come back to life when you start feeding him, but it will take time. And what you'll find is, it's when you look back at this current climate in 3 to 4 months time down the line, or even years down the line, you're gonna think, oh my God, that was the best opportunity to do X, Y, and Z. I missed the boat. Yeah, you're gonna miss the boat. So I'm here telling you right now, don't miss the boat. Do not miss the boat. Do the work now. Do the work now. I promise you. Think about what it is that you can offer. And you know what? This is why I've been sharing the Mindset Shift series. I'm not interviewing my people who worked with me. I'm interviewing anybody who I think has a good story to tell. And I'll be sharing this story daily on my Facebook page for this reason. So you understand. You just shift your mindset before you can have a business, before you can have a successful business. Doesn't matter if you have a business now or you don't, or you want to set up a business. The first thing you need to do is shift your mindset. Once you shifted your mindset, you can start thinking, okay, seeing opportunities and then monetizing those opportunities. Now, in order to shift your mindset, guess you need to feed. You need to feed this white wolf of yours. You need to feed your love and faith. Now, when you start feeding love and faith, when you start feeding this wolf, what you'll find is fear becomes smaller and smaller and disappears into the background, and that's what we want. Okay, now when fear has gone and faith has taken over, everything just turns around. You literally it's like you're having these glasses and you take them off and you put on these brand new glasses, and everything becomes spick and span and crystal clear, and you start seeing people and ideas and opportunities and things just fall into place, and it's like all these serendipitous moments just happen and all your ducks line up and opportunities just work amazingly well for you. Right? And you never think, okay, I never thought that could happen for me. Why not? And this is the best time to do this work, people, because energetically, I'm an energy healer primarily. I'm an energy healer. I'm telling you this right now. The energy at the moment is supreme. It's ideal for you to either set up a business or to develop a new business or to take your current business to the next level. Why? Because majority of the people are still feeding their fear. They haven't woken up yet, and that's just generally what happens. A lot of the people don't wake up, and by the time they wake up, it's too late. They've missed the boat. For those of you who are consciously awake, I want you to stand up and think, okay, so maybe I've been feeding my fear wolf a bit too much. Let me start feeding love and faith, and let me see what happens, and let me see how I can find what solutions can I find to people's problems. How can I help people? How can I help people and thereby help myself? That's what you need to be thinking. And it's not about taking people's last dollar. For God's sake, you're not doing anything like that. You're saying, okay, how can I help someone to actually, to make more money? So if somebody has a solution, if you find a solution to someone's problem, let me use the example of, for example, health. So if you're great at nutrition, you can help someone with a ketogenic diet or some other sort of nutritional diet, and you can help them get healthier over the next few months. Guess what you're doing? You're adding value to their life, and you're actually making them live better, live longer, and there's no monetary value on that. You can't put monetary value on that. You can't, right? So you're giving to them more backing value than they are giving to you in financial monetary terms. Does that make sense? Okay, so coming back to, I was trying to do a short life. My lives are never short, are they? This has already gone for 38 minutes. Oh my goodness. All right, so I'm gonna wrap things up now. And lastly, I really would like everybody, if you guys want to know how you can change your mindset around money, I'm doing a challenge, which I think most of you guys know about anyway. It's a Millionaire Mindset Makeover Challenge. Now, it's a 5-day challenge. Go ahead and actually go register for that challenge. You do have to register, and once you register, you'll get the Facebook link. You have to join the Facebook group, people. If you join the challenge and haven't asked to join the Facebook group, remember, I can't do anything for you. The entire challenge and all the training and everything is going to happen in the Facebook group. So you have to request to join the Facebook group, and the link will be given to you once you register. So go and join the Facebook group and come along to this challenge. It's 5 days, and in those 5 days, I literally do transform your mind when it comes to money. I recently had a testimony for somebody who actually, she hasn't done when we work with me one-to-one or in group or one group programs. She just did the challenge and it gave a phenomenal breakthrough. And so she's looking to work with me now. So these challenges are amazing. We start, like I said, on April 20th, and you need to register now and go and ask to join the Facebook group. We don't let people into the Facebook group until the Friday prior, which will be the 17th of April. But do go and register now and then ask to join, because otherwise you may forget, because obviously life does take over. But you want to be part of this challenge, because if you are wondering, how do I change my mind? How do I switch the flip? How do I go from being into, from where I am at the moment, which is fear mindset, and I mean, how do I go from feeding my fear wolf to start feeding my, faith and love wolf? Then this challenge is for you. You really have to take part, because I will take, in these 5 days, I will, using my unique energy tools, I will shift your energy from fear to faith and from fear to love, and it happens very quickly, very drastically. And I'm very no BS person. If for those of you who know me very well, know that I think that's maybe because of my character, my legal training, because I'm a lawyer by trade. I think I have a no BS attitude, and I don't take any. So I will do this for you. Anyway, thank you for joining me. It's supposed to be a short live, it ended up being long. Until we meet again, take care and bye for now.